It's time for the brutally honest assessment of Assetto Corsa EVO and the no shilling honest truth on where it needs to improve. And I can pretty much guarantee that you're going to agree with what I say in this video because it's coming from a place of love for Assetto Corsa EVO. I'm really enjoying the handling in the game. I've had some incredible experiences, in particular the Porsche Cup car, also the Toyota GR86, the BMW M4 has become a real favourite. I'm massively enjoying it. I'm even having fun in VR as well, but there are some huge issues with the game that I need to call out because I want to see the game get better in that way. So a lot of this is going to be, well, a bit of a surprise maybe, because it's not stuff that was trailed or hyped or perhaps covered before the game came out. And I have some questions with how the game was covered before it came out. Was it really assessments and previews, or was it just kind of paid advertising? Anyway, let's get into it, because if you want to do a race now in version 0.1.5 and going forwards, now they've turned on the online only kind of part of the game, or online requirement part of the game, which hasn't been in place for the first couple of weeks of the game, there's a bit of an ugly surprise. If I want to drive, say, the Abarth, which is like a terrible car to drive in the game, it's very stiff, I don't really enjoy it, you have to pay $500. Like, I'm not joking. You have to pay $500 to drive it. So rentals in Assetto Corsa EVO cost money. This has massive implications. This is meant to be some kind of sandbox experience where you can enjoy all of the 20 cars and kind of jump around, dive around. I did a stream where I drove every single car and it was incredible. We went through one by one, lots of different handling characteristics, a load of fun. And now you got to pay to play. Okay? Now, the reason why this is controversial is because in-game economy is something that players, I would say, rarely enjoy when developers do it off the bat. I remember when Gran Turismo 7 came out and the game was very grindy to the extent that I had to make a lot of credit guides, like fastest way to get credits in 1 hour, and show you all the tips, and then it got a bit extreme and it's like attach a rubber band here and let your car go overnight on this oval and you'll wake up with some credits, because you needed to buy credits. So you need to get credits to buy cars to be competitive online. The daily races in Gran Turismo 7 when it came out had cars that were only garage cars. So if the meta car was the Toyota Supra Group 3, in the daily race, you couldn't be competitive unless you had the 450,000 credits to buy it. So that's why I did a lot of credit guides for you guys, doing all the Nürburgring challenges and all that kind of circuit experience. Now, I made a lot of videos on this. Gran Turismo eventually capitulated and they allowed free rentals for online. So you couldn't apply your liveries. They were just for that race, but it was a fair trade-off. It made it more meritocratic in my view. It made it fairer for those of us that are part-time like myself. We can come on after work and have a race and jump in the rental car. People that have all the credits because they've been grinding, fair play to you, you can have all your liveries and whatnot. Forza did the same thing. You can rent cars in Forza. You don't get any car XP or progression, but you can still essentially drive every car in the game. So EVO's taken a different approach, and it's not even just that. If I want to drive the Porsche right now, I can't drive it because I don't have the license right now for it. I'm going through the licenses, getting 3 stars and everything, making videos, but I don't have the license yet for the Porsche. So renting is grayed out. So I no longer can drive right now my favorite car in the game. Now, I think this is a lesser issue because I like the idea of having a funnel in the game where everyone's gone through the driving academy and we're kind of going through this experience together. Obviously, this one is notorious for being very difficult. I have a guide up, by the way, for all of the 3 stars here, so make sure you subscribe to my channel. Go down there, the latest videos, and have a look at the credit guide here. But I like the fact we're all going through it, and, you know, it's an experience, and we're driving all these different cars, which I think EVO is really good for the cars, the road cars feeling different and feeling fun and feeling rewarded and feeling respected, unlike Gran Turismo that treats these cars as like wallowy comedy cars on comfort softs. EVO treats them like high-performance vehicles. However, as it stands, I don't have that license yet. I will get it. I'll make videos on it. Now, there's a bit of an issue here that's very controversial, which is there's a skill issue point here. I'm pretty confident I'm going to get all the licenses. Like, I didn't these trophies didn't earn themselves. But there's some people that may not be able to get all of these. There's some people that may have disabilities or other reasons, or be on older second-hand equipment, or be on keyboard or controller, that may find it more difficult. And when the multiplayer comes in, and presumably that's also going to be gated behind this, you're going to be at a disadvantage. And they didn't let us know about this really, I think, before the game came out, or I wasn't aware that people were really asking this kind of question. And sometimes if you have a lot of paid coverage to hype something up, or people just on a hype train, you can miss out these details, and you can miss pointing out to the developer, hey, I think this is going to be an issue. But you let me know what you think of that in the comments. The other issue is, with the driving academy, there are some pretty big problems with it, and I'm worried they're not going to solve them. So let's see if we go in. The game has been running. I'm running this on a 3080 10600K, by the way. So let's see if I'm going to be okay. I'm still okay. This is the start of the driving academy page. Like, it's completely... I honestly think... Oh, I'm saying done. I honestly think this is basically unacceptable. Like, there is so little information here. If I click drive as well, it doesn't show me what my previous time was. Like, it doesn't show me anything here. It doesn't show me a track map. It doesn't show me what section I'm doing. It doesn't show me a delta. It shows me literally nothing. It won't allow me to do a replay once I finish the session, so I can analyze my line. And if I go back and go to the restart session, hopefully it's still recording, but you don't have any information here. When you contrast that with Gran Turismo gives you a huge amount of information for the driving academy. I'm going to come back out of that now. So I think the driving academy is very important in Assetto Corsa EVO. It's the gateway to the game, and it's shocking how little UI and gameplay and rewardingness and championing and help there is in this section. It's literally tracks that you already have, and cars that you already have, and then a pixel for the start line and a pixel for the end line, and that's it. And a lot of the times your times won't save, you'll get an error. Sometimes the timer really does... The timer is not always accurate. Now you're going to say, oh, the timer must always be accurate. That's impossible. No. If your game stutters, you have a stutter in your game, your car doesn't move, but the timer continues. So again, if you're running on a more mid-range or budget PC, you're going to be at a disadvantage going through the driving academy, which is required to get the licenses, and also you get credits to drive the cars you want to drive. So there's lots of hoops here to make it grindy. And yes, I like the fact that you can't buy the cars individually. However, it is early access, and Le Mans Ultimate is one of the few early access games that's like, yeah, we're going to charge as well, and it's early access, and we're going to have everything here. However, that could come in the future, and it'd be very interesting if you could buy... You wouldn't be able to buy a license, but if you could buy a car that overrides a license, for example. And it's a real shame, because I feel very lucky that I've been able to play Assetto Corsa EVO in the exclusive kind of pre-alpha build, and also the beta, where I was able to drive, like I said, all the cars and really enjoy them, and have an amazing journey and say, I like this car, I don't like this car. For example, let me show you here. If I go to the dealership, actually no, I don't want to do that. If I go to drive, there's been a lot of annoyance from people on the sort of way that you choose cars. You have a lot of cars like in one screen, but I think there's lots of variations. By the way, this car is absolutely terrible. Don't drive the Alfa Romeo Junior. Do not buy it. Don't waste your money. BMW M4 is a lot of fun. The Porsche is a lot of fun. The Mercedes is a lot of fun. The Toyota GR86 is a lot of fun. The Audi RS3 is a lot of fun. The Honda S2000 is incredible fun. The Ferrari 488 feels very similar to when I drove it in real life in America, and it feels very fast, as does the 296. 296 is like crazy fast. The Cosworth is a lot of fun if you like the old school vehicles. The Camaro is a lot of fun as well. The Alpine A110 is very nicely balanced. The electric one, don't bother with it, although it's better than the Alpha electric one. Hyundai, I'm not too bothered about. The Lotus, I'm actually not too bothered about either. The Mazda MX-5 is good, but it's not excellent, weirdly. You would think it would be amazing. And the VW Golf is decent, so don't mind that either. So, interesting selection of cars. Some good cars, some cars that I don't enjoy as much. However, it's all gated behind I don't want to say lazily, because if you look at the credits of this game, there is not a lot of people making this game. Like, I think this does scroll down, yeah. There's like not a lot of people making the game, so absolutely fair play. But also, there's not a lot of people making the game. VR barely works on my 4090, so goodness, you know, if I connected my VR to the 3080, I think no chance. My 4060 Ti may as well just not even try it, to be honest. There's lots of other issues that need fixing, including online only. How they're going to bring in free roam when the game clearly struggles with VRAM when you add in more cars, I really don't know. So there's lots of things. I don't foresee their timeline really working. I think their timeline is going to be delayed. I take a bet on that. In fact, let me know in the comments when you think early access will end for Assetto Corsa EVO, because they said fall 2025. Do you think Assetto Corsa EVO 1.0 is going to be in fall 2025, or do you think it's going to be in 2026? Let me know what you think in the comments and your thoughts on this video, and I'll see you next time.